Have you ever wondered how humanity created one of the most powerful weapons in history? You might imagine a king demanding a stronger army, or a brilliant inventor determined to build the ultimate weapon. But the real story is far stranger. The gun wasn't invented by soldiers. It wasn't invented for war. And it certainly wasn't invented overnight. In fact, the journey began with people chasing something completely different: immortality. More than 1,000 years ago, Chinese alchemists spent their lives searching for the secret to eternal life. They believed nature hid mysterious substances that could heal every disease, stop aging, and perhaps even allow humans to live forever. Their workshops were filled with strange minerals, dried plants, and mysterious powders. Every experiment brought hope that the next mixture might unlock the greatest discovery in history. But one experiment changed the world for an entirely different reason. By combining sulfur, charcoal, and saltpeter, they created a black powder unlike anything they had ever seen. Instead of granting eternal life, it exploded. At first, this wasn't seen as a weapon at all. The strange powder fascinated people because of its bright flashes, loud bangs, and clouds of smoke. It was used during celebrations, religious ceremonies, and festivals to amaze crowds and frighten away evil spirits. For years, it remained more of a curiosity than a military invention. But eventually, someone asked a simple question: what if this explosive force could be controlled? That single question marked the beginning of an entirely new chapter in human history. Early soldiers filled hollow bamboo tubes with the mysterious powder. When ignited, they blasted fire and smoke toward their enemies. These primitive devices became known as fire lances. They were terrifying to look at, but not especially reliable. Sometimes they produced nothing more than a burst of flame. Other times, the bamboo exploded in the user's hands. Still, people kept experimenting. Someone noticed that small stones and broken pieces of metal placed inside the tube were launched forward by the explosion. Without intending to, they had discovered the basic idea behind a projectile. No one sat down and invented the bullet. It simply appeared as people tried to make an existing invention more effective. But another problem quickly emerged. Bamboo couldn't handle the pressure. Many tubes cracked, split, or burst after only a few uses. The solution came from skilled metalworkers. Bronze replaced bamboo, creating stronger tubes capable of containing much larger explosions. These early hand cannons were heavy, difficult to aim, and painfully slow to reload. Yet they proved something extraordinary. Explosive force could now be directed with surprising power. As knowledge spread across Asia, and eventually into Europe, inventors everywhere began improving the design. Each generation solved one problem, only to discover another. Early guns required an exposed burning match to ignite the powder. Rain could extinguish it, wind could blow it away, and carrying an open flame onto a battlefield was hardly ideal. So inventors searched for a better solution. Centuries later came the flintlock. A small piece of flint-struck steel, creating sparks that ignited the powder without needing a constantly burning fuse. It was faster, safer, and far more dependable. For nearly 200 years, flintlock firearms became the standard weapon across much of the world. But even they had frustrating limitations. Loading each shot remained painfully slow. A soldier had to pour powder down the barrel, insert a bullet, pack everything tightly, prepare the firing mechanism, and only then could another shot be fired. In the middle of battle, every second mattered. Inventors continued searching for something better. One unexpected breakthrough came from an unlikely source. A Scottish minister named Alexander Forsyth loved hunting ducks. But he noticed something annoying. The bright flash from his flintlock gave birds just enough warning to fly away before the shot reached them. His frustration led him to experiment with chemicals that exploded instantly when struck. The result was the percussion cap. It eliminated the visible flash before firing, worked more reliably in wet weather, and dramatically improved firearm performance. Ironically, one hunter's desire to catch more ducks helped reshape military technology across the world. Yet the evolution wasn't finished. The next major leap combined the bullet, gunpowder, and ignition system into a single brass cartridge. Instead of loading several separate components, shooters simply inserted one complete cartridge. Reloading became dramatically faster. What had once taken nearly half a minute could now be done in seconds. This paved the way for repeating rifles and eventually the modern firearms we recognize today. Looking back, it's tempting to think someone designed the gun from the beginning. But history tells a very different story. No single inventor created the modern firearm. Instead, thousands of people across many centuries solved one small problem at a time. An alchemist searching for eternal life. A craftsman replacing fragile bamboo with bronze. An engineer improving a trigger. A minister frustrated by escaping ducks. None of them could have imagined where their discoveries would lead. Perhaps that's the most fascinating lesson of all. History isn't always shaped by people chasing power. Sometimes it's shaped by curiosity, by accidents, by unexpected questions, and by ordinary people trying to solve ordinary problems, only to create something that changes the world forever.